All right, so how did I catch this beautiful gold buys? Okay, now in the next 10 minutes I'm going to break down this buy trade on gold. I'm going to start from the higher time frame all the way to my entry time frame on the 1 minute, just to show you how I arrived at this trade. Now if you're not subscribed, do well to hit that subscribe button and do well to stay to the end of this video. Okay, so without wasting much time, I'm just going to clear everything and show you what I was seeing, and then again I'm going to re-engineer price back to where I met price earlier in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to start from the higher time frame, daily time frame. Okay, now on the daily time frame you realize that there is nothing okay to your left, because this is the all-time high on gold, so there is nothing to your left except this break of structure over here. Okay, and if you know me, anytime I come onto the chart I am looking for a particular leg to work within. Okay, I call it a focus leg. So on the daily time frame I'm gonna have this low over here to this potential high as my focus leg. Okay, now once I have this, I can step onto the next time frame, which is going to be my intraday higher time frame, H4. Okay, so on the 4-hour time frame I want to do the same thing. I want to look for my next focus leg, because my entries are not on H1 or M15, so I need to do that until I get to the lowest of lowest time frames, then I can look for my entries. Okay, so on the H4 time frame I'm also going to have this low over here to this last high over here as my focus leg. So you realize that I have forgone all of these price action down here. I don't care about it. Okay, now I'm going to be focusing on just this low to this high. Again, within this low and this high, I need to break down price action again. So what do I see? Everybody can see a low that created this high, and then this last point that created this high. Okay, so again I'm gonna have my next leg to be this guy. Right, now once I see this, I begin to ask myself what is happening inside this focus leg. So this is where the higher time frame story try to confuse people. Okay, the reason is because right in here, after this push, we are going to have like a POY being left over here, and so most people will be expecting price to come here, and that was what the higher time frame story was saying. Okay, so right in here, you're going to see that the internal structure, we are making like a low, a high, a low, and look, we came to respect this guy, and so people will be expecting price to do it, to tank all the way into this PUI. That was what the higher time frame story was saying. But then the question is, what is the intraday time frame saying? Right, so right in here I just have to step onto another time frame lower. Normally from H4 I move to M15 straight up. Okay, but I want us to go to H1 and see. You realize that we have the same story, nothing changes. The same high that created a low, we have a high that created a low, and then we have this potential high which people are looking forward to do what? Sweep this low over here. Okay, so in my Discord I was telling them all of this story. Okay, then lo and behold I told them that let's look at what the intraday is saying. So the intraday, what happened was that the intraday almost had the same story as the higher time frame. You can see from the intraday, this is still our intraday high, which created our intraday low. So on a normal day, when price has done high like this and we've made a low, and then let's say we are moving from a POI like this, we are expecting price to sweep the lows. That is what price will always tell you to do. Okay, but then the internal structure was saying something different. Okay, so in as much as I saw this beautiful POI over here and I saw price respecting it, all the time when I find my swing leg, I want to understand what the internal structure is saying. So right in here, what is the internal structure saying? Internal structure says that I have a high that created a low. Okay, and then I have this high which created this low, and I have this last high which created this low over here. This is the lowest point. Then we went ahead to break structure. So we changed intent within internal structure, even though the change of intent was meant for this particular pullback, which has already happened. I also have it at the back of my mind that anytime I'm dealing with swing legs, I need to have a particular structural point broken before I can move to the next. What do I mean by that? You realize that after this change of intent, now we're going to have this low which created this high, and we're going to have this last low which also created this high. So it means that even before we get to this lowest point, we need to break this. Right. Now, in fact, the Sunday night before the Monday, price had not even built this price action yet. No, we had not done that yet. So on my Discord, I told my people that I want to see this low taken out. Okay. And then look, this is my PUI right in here like this. I had it marked. I'm going to show you the screenshots from the Discord. Okay, so I had that PUI marked as my last point. That was my last bullish momentum point. And what I mean is this: if price is doing a low, high, a low, a high, and we come back like this, I can expect price to what? To continue the bullish story like this, following momentum. So it means that we are going to go against the intraday bearish story and just follow the bullish momentum to push to the top. That is all. Now, another thing that you should have at the back of your mind is that you see this what do we call it, this recent focus leg that I drew, this low to the high. Okay, if you take your Fibonacci from the low to the high, you realize that price is what? Retracing from the 61.8 level. So price has gone into discounted zones, which is fine. That is why we can expect price to push all the way to the top. It can happen like that. So that was how I was thinking. Okay, so once I have all of these story built up, the next thing is just to wait for the next day, and then I can look for my trades. I don't take trades in Asia, so there is no way I'm going to get a buy from here. But then the moment I woke up in the morning, okay, when I woke up in the morning, the first thing that I saw, I want to clear everything back to M15 and back to our zone, our PUI that we marked like this. Okay, good. So the moment I woke up in the morning, what did I see? First things first, I know that this low has been taken. Not just that, I want you to pay attention to the details. Okay, what has happened? Not just this low that has been taken, we've also taken out this beautiful high. Okay, you realize I was dealing with internal structure, so I need to follow suit. Okay, now it leaves me with what? Just this low to this high. Super simple. You don't need to stress yourself. Okay, now if you've been following me for some time now, you will hear me talking about mid-Asia. The moment I woke up, I realized that price has tapped into my PUI. That is the first confluence. Second confluence is the fact that price has come into mid-Asia. This is type 3 of my mid-Asia liquidity variant. This is type 3. Now, the moment I saw this, I didn't stress myself at all. The setup is ready. The only thing left for me to do is just to go to M1 and wait for my entries. Okay, now all my entries are time based. I have specific times that I need to wait and take my entries. So I just waited nicely. Let's play price for it a little, and once we have this, let me show you real quick. Boom, that was the confirmation I needed. That is all, nothing else. Okay, sorry about that. That was the confirmation I needed. You realize that not just sitting at mid-Asia. Again, if I pull my Fibonacci from this low to the high, where are we sitting? 61.8. Again, you see that? So once I see that, I'm like, okay, good to go. I just put my entry right there. Stop loss was 10 pips on gold, which is very crazy, right? So that was my entry and my stop loss, about 10 pips. Let's do that real quick, like that. And my target was to this guy over here for like 12.5. That was all. Okay, so we just tapped in, and then lo and behold, price started moving nicely. Okay, now price stressed me a bit because it get close to my TP and then it makes a deeper retracement. Even though I had taken like partials, but I wasn't so happy with those retracements. But then lo and behold, let me go to like, let's say 10 minutes time frame so that we can play forward. So even though price was making those deeper retracement, which I wasn't happy about, but we finally hit TP and I still left partials, which is still running as I'm talking to you. If I had left full volume, this guy will be running around 1:57. Very crazy. I just closed majority of my trades around 1:12.5. Super simple. You don't need to stress yourself. And this trade was documented all the way from the Sunday night to the entry on my Discord. Super simple. You don't need to stress yourself. I hope you found value in this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, leave a like and a comment in the comment section. Cheers.